Got the chain, got the affliction tea, and I'm about to literally just go to the library and read books. But you know, why not look your best and feel your best when you're going out, even if it's for something simple, like even going to the grocery store. Just if you want to feel good about yourself and have fun, just dress up. I don't know, it's just something I'm passionate about. I like clothes, and it's just good to learn to not beat yourself up for things that are actually good, things that you've been programmed to think are bad, you know? Because like, man, in this society, it's like there are so many things that just have inherently negative connotations. Even words, like the word selfish is inherently negative in its nature. When you say it, when you say that, there's always like a negative feeling associated with it. But selfishness in its nature is actually not negative or positive. It's neutral, and then you give it the meaning. So selfishness could be good, it could be bad, but when you are saying these words with negative connotations without even realizing, it's having like a huge impact on your mind and how we perceive things. So that's just something to be aware of. I don't know any other languages, but I know in mine alone there's a bunch. I've just been wanting to kind of preach about like self-acceptance though, and just like how positive of an impact that can have on you when you just truly accept yourself and you don't beat yourself up anymore for doing things that you used to that you thought were bad, but they're actually not once you really think about it. Because nothing's bad in its nature, it's just our perception of it, right? So to rewire and realize everything you're doing is actually good, and maybe you're doing something that you don't want to do anymore, then just stop doing it. It doesn't have to be like, oh, this thing is bad. Maybe it just has a bad impact on you at that time, so just logically just remove that thing. But you don't have to always think of it as bad and carry that around, and then you're more closed-minded. Because the more open you are, the more you can see the good, and the more you can see the neutral, and you can see that everything is neutral, but it can all be good. And that comes from being open and not carrying around all these mental constructs, because all the mental constructs are all in your mind. They don't exist in real life like the real moment does. Like this, the energy in this room exists right now, that's for sure. My mental constructs of everything, my whole system of thinking is all just in my mind. The past and the future are just in your minds too. And so when you carry around these like memories from the past and you keep reliving them internally and you're feeling the same emotions, you're bringing it into reality by thinking about it. If you didn't think about it, it just wouldn't exist anymore. Like straight up. And stressing about your future, stressing about something that doesn't exist. Like, what are you stressing? There's nothing. The future doesn't exist. It's in your mind. There's only right now. So I can understand stressing about right now. Say like you're about to get hit by like a car or something, or like a bear is attacking you. Yeah, I can understand being stressed. But if you're stressed because you think a bear is going to attack you in the future, just don't do whatever's going to cause it to happen, and then stop worrying about it. Like, get it out of there. You don't need to be thinking about the future, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, I'm not saying don't have plans and goals and to never think about the future. I'm just saying don't allow the idea of the future to cause stress on you and anxiety, because the idea of the future is only an idea. It is not real. There's no need to be giving energy, because it could end up in so many different ways. You actually have no way of knowing what's going to happen in the future, right? So you just got to be humble enough to realize that you have no way of knowing what's going to happen, you know? It takes a lot of humility to just say, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know anything. I leave it in someone else's hands, a higher being. Whatever's meant to happen is going to happen, and it always does. Once you start noticing, once you start saying everything happens for a reason, you'll see it everywhere you go. Right? Oh, I see why that happened. Yep, it all makes sense. It was meant to happen. It was divinely inspired. And once you see things like that, you can't like pretend that there's no higher self, that there's no higher beings or spirits or conscious, because you've directly seen what they've done. And the average person probably has seen it many times, and they just never realize what's happening because they're not aware enough. They think it's like a coincidence that things are happening, and just because they don't have the awareness to see why it's happening, you know? But that's my 2 cents for the day, and see you guys.